guys, what it do? What's good? It's your boy Overgeared, and I'm back with a new video. So I just wanted to show you guys a few builds for the Warpike and the hammer. So I actually have two builds for the Warpike. The first one is with the Togadoro Warpike. You can actually use something else like the Malkarian one, doesn't really matter. But since I have this one crafted, then I'm using this. So for here, we are adding the tenacious cell, and then here we have the conditioning cell. For the special, it depends on you. Most people usually use the Savage Wellspring because it gives you more crit. But if you like, the Reckless Leap is also good. I mean, it's kind of flashy. And then you have the concussive payload. This is also really good if you are not that great at interrupting with the basic attacks. But you can go with the Salvage Wellspring for the crit. And then for the mod, I'm using the Executioner's Spearhead because it gives you a +6 damage for, like, you can stack up to 10, so you basically getting like 60% extra damage every time you wound a behemoth. So, and since this is a Warpike, you're going to be doing that a lot. And then for the bond, we have the the Hell Lion Warpike that's going to give you a +3 overpowered, and also every 8 hit is going to do an extra 225 damage. So this will help you proc the blaze effect a lot quicker. And then for the Omnicell, we have Iceborne. This is going to help with the lifesteal. For Lantern, we are going with the Panger simply because of the frost damage, but you could also go with the Skarns because it gives you extra shield. And since we're going with a full life build with the Tenacious, this is also going to help because the shield is going to give us some extra boost in the Tenacious. So for the cell, I'm using Cascade because this is going to be for the Hunting Ground, and we have +6 Cascade in the entire build. Like I said before, I don't like to use too many potions. I like to save them for like trials and hard behemoths that you might encounter in like the events and stuff. For the helmet, we're going with the Time Weaver helm. For those of you who don't have it, you can find this in the when you're going towards the Chronovore. It's usually in the ground somewhere in the passageway, so you just have to look there carefully. We're going with +3 Evasive Fury for the cell, and for the chest plate, this is the Ember Main chest piece. So it's going to give us +3 Evasive Fury, and then we can put a conditioning cell here. So that is going to give us +6 conditioning altogether. And then for the arm, we're going with the Togadoro's arm, and this is going to give us +3 overpowered, and that is going to give us +6 overpowered total. And then we added +3 Tenacious Cell here. So with this, we'll have max attack speed from the Evasive Fury. Like, we're getting 50% attack speed every time you dodge for 20 seconds. And then the overpowered is going to be really good if you stagger the behemoth. You can actually replace this if you want to, but I haven't thought of any other cell that would go well with this build, because rage isn't being used. I mean, you can use rage, but I don't think rage is good anyway, because it requires you to take damage. But we're going with +6 Predator, which basically, like, if you want to get the damage bonus from this, you need to avoid getting hit. And then for the legs, we're going with the Stride of Thorn. This is from Koshai. You get +3 Predator, and then over here we're adding the +3 Cascade Cell. So altogether we have +6 all over for all the cells. Evasive Fury for the attack speed, and then conditioning for those of you who run out of stamina a lot, because the Warpike, the heavy attacks, like the helicopter thing, that the combo that you do, that consumes a lot of stamina. So if you end up stuck in the animation and then you get like the behemoth is doing an attack and you can't dodge it, then you're going to lose your Predator. So this build is for people who are still, I guess, new to dodging. Like, you just want something to play in the hunting ground. You don't really care too much about flawless or not getting hit. That's why you have the conditioning here. But I also have another one that I made here. This is more for like those of you who are already good with the Warpike and you don't have a problem with the stamina management. So this is more focused on like pure damage, because with the if you're spamming your heavy attack, like I said, you are going to run out of stamina. But with adrenaline, the way this works is you get 3% damage for every 10 stamina that is missing. So if I remember correctly, you have a total of 110 stamina, so that is 11, so that's like around 33% extra damage that you're getting if you are pretty low on stamina. So this build is pretty similar. The only difference is that we don't have conditioning in here. We are still using the Togadoro Warpike, and in the first slot we have Adrenaline, and here we have Cascade Cell and Savage Wellspring, the Executioner Spearhead, and then over here we have the +3 overpowered. This is the bond from the Hellion, and then same thing here, we have the Panger Lantern. You can also replace this with the Skarn for the shields. If you want some extra attack speed, you could go with the Shrek, but I don't recommend that. Let's see. Yeah. So here we have the Cascade +3. If you don't if you have a lot of potions and you don't mind using them, you can replace this with the Catalyst, but I think Cascade is better because you get healing, stamina, power, and like I don't want to say stacks, but you get a lot of it. So even if you run out, you can easily go get the small buffs, and that will help keep your attack and your stamina up instead of using all your potions. That is why I actually prefer Cascade to Catalyst during the hunting ground, because you can easily go through your potions. So Cascade is better. Yeah, over here we have the same thing. The Time Weave Helm with the +3 Predator, and then over here we have the Adrenaline Cell, and that is going to give us the +6 Adrenaline. And then for here we have the Trax Shadow. This is from Trax, the chest piece. I was trying to find a way to not I couldn't find a chest piece that would make everything a +6, so I had to go with this. You get a +3 Cunning, so that is pretty good. If you pair with the Savage Wellspring, you are going to get 30% critical strike, and over here for the Cunning you are going to get 4%, which might not be a lot, but it still adds up. Especially if you want to go if you're not playing more offensively, you can go with the Discipline. This is going to give you an extra 10%, I believe, critical strike chance. So altogether you'll be getting so this one gives you 30%, the Discipline is going to give you 10%, and then this is 4, so that's like 40 something percent, 44%. That's pretty close to 50%. So, and also, if I remember correctly, the discipline also increases in pre-card strike if you parry. So it's giving +6 pre-card strike damage. I think it says somewhere over here that it stacks up every time you. Was it the Bastion? No, I think it was the discipline. So 50% for 40 seconds, but increase. I may. Oh yeah. So if you parry with the discipline, you're going to get a stack, and when you reach a max stack, I believe you get an extra 50%. So that's pretty high, just from discipline. So altogether, I'm pretty sure you're getting like easily over 50% critical damage. I mean, critical extractions. So yeah, this is more aggressive offensive. So I recommend this build for those of you who already know like the patterns of the behemoth you're hunting, or you already have like a lot of experience with the Warpike. Let's see, I went over this already. And then here for the chest piece we have Evasive Fury, that is going to give us the +8. Yeah, +8 attack speed every time you dodge. We have the Togatoro arm, that's +3 overpowered. And then over here we have Tenacious Cell. And for the legs we have Boreal March, this is from Boreas. We have +3 Tenacious and then +3 Predator. And then altogether this is a pretty aggressive offensive build. You have the +6 Tenacious, that is going to give you 20% bonus damage at least if you are at 1000 health, and I usually get like 1800 and something. So that's 20%, and then over here you have 35% if you don't get hit. So that is already 55%, and then Adrenaline is going to give an extra 30%, so that is like 80%. And then you already have like your crit over here from the Savage Wellspring and the Discipline. But the problem with the Discipline is that it obviously not going to give you any lifesteal. So if you are trying to move to a more aggressive build, but you also want to retain that lifesteal or sustainability, then I suggest you go for the Iceborne. These guys don't have parasitic in them, but if you want parasitic, I don't think you need it. You can just replace one of the Cascade with the with parasitic, and that is going to give you some extra lifesteal. I don't recommend going over +6 parasitic because it doesn't increase like how much lifesteal you're getting. So if I replace this conditioning with parasitic, over here you can see that it says you get 20% delay damage, and over the next 10 seconds you get 5% lifesteal. And if you look up here at the +6, you see that it says you get 35% delay damage, but you still have 5% lifesteal. So if you get +6 parasitic, you are not getting more lifesteal. It's still the same. So instead of wasting your cells, just get the +3 parasitic. Also, for those of you who want parasitic in this other build, you can just replace one of the conditioning with the parasitic, and that should also give you like some good damage and like some stamina. Yeah. And I also have a hammer build I was messing with. So for this hammer build, I'm using the Malkarian. You can also use the Togadoro if you have that, but I don't have it crafted, so I'm using the Malkarian. So for here we have the Cascade Cell, we have Knockout King. This is what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it depends on you. If you want the Knockout King, you can replace it with something else, but I have Knockout King here. So for the special, I have the Concussive Salvo. This is basically what you use to interrupt. You make a blast, and you can use the Mighty Landbreaker, but I don't really use this. I prefer to have the Concussive Salvo. It makes it easier to interrupt. And then for this, I have the ammo extension clip. So your ammos are going to get extended by 6, and that also works really well with the, what is it called? What is that? Moveless. Yeah, the lunging strike is going to get a lot more powerful with the +6. So let's see. And lastly, we have the, where is this from? I believe this is from Trask. But this is going to give you extra 20% damage if you are hitting the behemoth's head. So this is free damage, you just have to hit the behemoth on the head. And then for the lantern, again we have Panger. Again, this is also, it depends on you. I prefer Panger because the frost slows down the behemoth at some point. You can go with the Skarn because you get that extra shield and it works well with the Tenacious. And then we have Cascade again because, you know, hunting ground, don't waste your potions. For the cap, we have the Nasher cap, we have the Tenacious, and over here we have Parasitic +3. And then for the chest piece, we have Aggressive Fury. This is from the Emberbane. And then we have Nimble. The reason why I have Nimble here is because if you dodge, it gives you more stamina. The hammer doesn't have any attack that actually consumes stamina as far as I remember. So it's better to have Nimble because you get some of your stamina back when you dodge. But you can also replace this with like conditioning if you want to, or even let's see, I remember there's something here, I guess fleet-footed, because it gives you more movement speed, but I don't think that is necessary for the hammer. So for this, it actually depends on your own playstyle. You can go with Nimble or you can go with conditioning. Yeah, I don't think Grace is necessary because you need a +6 at least to make it convert to attack speed. I don't think that's necessary at all. Over here we have Overpowered. Overpowered is really what it works really well with the hammer because obviously you're going to stagger the behemoth a lot, and Overpowered increases when the behemoth is staggered. And then for the legs we have Tenacious. This is from Warriors, and then here we have the Evasive Fury. So all together you get +6 Cascade, +6 Evasive Fury, +6 Overpowered, +6 Tenacious. We have Knockout King over here. We have Nimble, and then we have Parasitic for the lifesteal, and then Iceborne for the Omnicell. Let's see for. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you decide to use the Scan Lantern, you should probably go with Bastion because the tap ability, it consumes all of your shields and it does like a really big blast and like 150% extra damage based on the shield that it consumes. So it pairs really well with the Skarn Lantern. And also it also increases your maximum shield, I believe. So instead of the 600 or 500 shield that you get, you can also get more. Let's see. And yeah, as far as Knockout King is concerned, you can. Let's see here. What else would be good for the hammer? I guess you could go with Rage Runner. I think Knockout King would be better because again, this is all for hunting ground, so this is not for trial or anything. I guess you could consider the other Warpike that I made. This might be good for trials, but I don't really use Warpike in trials, so I'm not sure. Like I can't really comment on this. But if you're looking for something for the hunting ground, then every build I just showed you would give you some good damage and also some nice sustainability. So yeah, for the Knockout King, it depends on what you want. I prefer to use Knockout King. I don't think anything else over here apart from Rage Hunter would work really well. I guess you could use it tough, but I think that's just a waste of cell. Let's see. Cunning might be good. You could also go for Predator. Actually, me personally, I like to use +6 Evasive Fury because I like attack speed on slow weapons, and I don't really want to reduce the attack speed. Also, you have to keep in mind that I currently have +3% from my Aether Striker Reforges, so that is going to add to all of my weapons. So if you need more attack speed, you might need to maybe consider adding a, what is it called, Assassin's Frenzy to this. That'll give you extra 15% attack speed for every time you break apart. But the hammer isn't really for breaking parts, it's for staggering, so I don't think adding that to the hammer would be beneficial. If you add Assassin Frenzy to the Warpike, that would actually really work really nice with the Warpike. But as far as the hammer is concerned, I think it's better to just go for pure damage and maybe some crit, or you could go for Cunning or Galvanize if you want to. I guess that will work as well, but I prefer not cocking because you can chain stagger the behemoth and just keep them down, and the overpowered will come in and help you do a lot more damage. This build could also work for the hammer, the axe. So if let me copy this and then put it over, just going to put it here. I haven't used the axe in a minute because I finished everything. Let's see. So if we're going for the axe, we can do something like this, and then we add the Helline weapon to the bond. For the special, we can go with the Grim Onslaught. You just throw your axe and you get that big stack of damage. For the mod, let's see. I feel like this depends on your playstyle. I would actually prefer to go up with the overcharge cylinder if you are using this in the hunting ground, because if you are there a lot, then having your determination at 4 would actually be more beneficial. Let's see, we have so many overpowered. Let's see, what can I put here? So we have +6 evasive here, we have tenacious, we have decided cascading here for the same reasons, not to waste many potions. Let's see, we have overpowered. What can we replace with the overpowered? Let's add a Rage Hunter here for now. We have Parasitic, we have Tenacious, we have another Evasive Fury, and then I guess we could put Rage Hunter in here. And then with this we have +6 Cascade, we have Evasive Fury, Overpowered, Rage Hunter, Tenacious, and then Parasitic. But the hammer actually consumes a decent amount of stamina. So again, this is all up to you. If you want, you can get rid of this Nibble over here and throw in a conditioning. If you think a +3 conditioning isn't enough for you, then you can replace one of the Rage Hunter with another another conditioning. Where's the conditioning? Replace this with the conditioning as well. If you're really good at dodging, then you could go for a +6 predator instead of a rage hunter. So let's see if we replace this with Malcarians, then we have +3 predator here, and then we can add a +3 predator as well. And then let's see, we're missing something. We can replace the rage hunter over here with another overpowered, or you can keep it like that if you want to. With this you have +3 overpowered and then +3 rage hunter, but you can replace this with the overpowered if you want to, and then altogether you have a +6 cascade, evasive fury, overpowered predator, tenacious, +3 conditioning for the stamina if you run out of stamina a lot, and then parasitic. So with this you get a nice attack speed. If your attack speed isn't enough, you can also use your potion if you want the blaze potion. If you want to, let's see, cascade. And yeah, 15%. Me personally, I don't think 15% for the hammer and the axe is enough, but I feel like some people are okay with this. Me personally, I prefer to have some more. And yeah, speaking of attack speed, since I forgot to mention this for the hammer, but for the hammer and the axe, you can replace the lantern with the strike, because this one is going to give you, the aura is going to give you 15% movement speed and attack speed. So this is actually really good for the axe and the hammer. So with this you will have let's see, yeah, you pretty much have the same thing, but with the strike you have 15% more attack speed every time your lantern comes on. And if you're on hunting ground, that's going to be like every other like 10 seconds. You don't actually have to use either drive. Like these lanterns come on real quick. So with that, if we consider that, then we have 15% over here, we have another 15%, that is 30%. And then if you have your Aether Strikers at 10 reforges, that is 5%. So altogether that would be 35%, which is pretty good. I guess if you want some extra attack speed and you don't want to use your Bleach Tonic, you could replace one of the overpowered with Assassin's Frenzy. The axe actually does a lot of it is better at using part damage compared to the hammer, in my opinion. So if you add a +3 Assassin's Frenzy in here, you will have like, what we said, 35%. So this is pretty much 50%, which is the cap of the attack speed. So with this you don't actually have to use your potion. You can also do the same thing with the hammer if you want the extra attack speed. So over here we can replace the Banger Lantern with the strike for the extra 15%. And then we have Evasive Fury, Nimble, Parasitic, and Knockout King. We can replace the Knockout King with the Assassin's Frenzy. I could have sworn there was a cell that gives you attack speed after you dodge. No, I think there was something else, but it was like a movement. It was a movement cell, or maybe it was the move speed. Yeah, I think I keep getting confused with the Evasive Fury and the Fleet-footed. But yeah, you can replace the overpower that is here with the Assassin Frenzy. I mean the Knockout King with the Assassin Frenzy for that extra 15% damage every time you break apart. But I think I think it's better to go with Knockout King over here. That's just me. But yeah, with that being said, I think I've covered most of the weapons now, right? I think I'll do the sword and the chain blades and the repeaters. I guess I didn't do the Aether Strikers yet, so I'm going to make another video soon with the covering the Aether Strikers. But yeah, you can use these builds for the hunting ground. Again, this isn't meant for trials. So if you want to use this for trials, you can you're going to have to do a lot of trials and error, I guess. Yeah, this is mainly for the hunting ground. So also this isn't meta or anything. Like, you can feel free to change anything that you want to suit your own playstyle. This is just a video I'm making for people who are trying to come up with like ideas for their builds or whatever, or maybe you're stuck or still new to the game and trying to figure out how to build. So yeah, with that being said, hope you enjoyed this video, and go ahead and like and subscribe if you like the content I'm putting out, and if there's something that you think I need to improve on, by all means feel free to let me know in the comments. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and see you later in another video.